Jax killed someone before the circus. Why is Jax a rabbit? Not just any rabbit, a soft, purple, plush toy rabbit with pink overalls. The most violent, cruel, boundary-destroying character in the entire show. And his avatar looks like something a 5-year-old would sleep with at night. And then there's his room. Rainbows everywhere. Pink walls. Bright colors in every direction. The kind of space that looks less like somewhere a grown adult exists and more like somewhere a little girl would feel completely at home. None of that is an accident. Episode 7 just handed us the final piece of a theory that has been building since the very first episode. A theory about what Jax did before the circus. About why he's really here. About why, when the door finally opened and everyone had their first real chance to leave, he was the one who slammed it shut. By the end of this video, you will not see Jax the same way again. Let's get into it. The rabbit that should not be a rabbit. Start with the most basic question. Why a rabbit? Every single avatar in this show was chosen deliberately. Every character's appearance connects directly to something about who they are, what they carry, what the circus needs them to remember on a daily basis. None of these designs exist by accident. The creators put specific, intentional meaning into all of them. Most dangerous, most boundary-destroying character in the entire show, the form of a prey animal. Rabbits don't hunt. Rabbits don't intimidate. Rabbits don't stand their ground. Their entire survival strategy, every instinct they have, is built around fleeing rather than confronting. They disappear into whatever cover is available and they wait for the danger to pass. They run from everything because running is the only thing they know how to do when things get bad enough. That's Jax, not the Jax he performs for everyone in the circus. The cruel, unbothered, casually sadistic version who throws people into deep fryers, abandons them to abstracted monsters, and gaslights them into questioning their own memories for his personal entertainment. That version is the performance, a mask he has been wearing for so long, it has started to feel like a face. The rabbit is the truth. Underneath all of that aggression and all of that deliberate cruelty is a character who has been running from something since before he ever put on a headset. Something he cannot face, something that followed him into this digital world regardless of how far or how fast he ran from it in the real one. The avatar isn't just a character design choice, it's a confession. The circus assigned it because the circus knows exactly what Jax is at his core. And what Jax is, stripped of everything he performs, is someone who ran away from the worst thing he ever did and has never once looked back. Until the circus made him. The room that belongs to someone else. Then there's the room. Episode 7 shows it clearly and holds on it long enough that you're clearly supposed to register it. Rainbows. Pink everywhere. Bright, saturated color in every direction. The kind of aesthetic that doesn't belong to a grown adult with a complicated past. It belongs to childhood, to innocence, to someone small who still saw the world as fundamentally safe and colorful and good. Gooseworks has actually spoken about this. They confirmed the rainbows connect to who Jax used to be before something fundamental changed him. That there was a version of this character who was genuinely kind, genuinely warm, genuinely someone you could exist around without constantly bracing for the next cruelty. Something happened, and whoever that person was didn't survive it. But the creator's explanation only covers part of what the room is doing. Because it doesn't just look like somewhere a nice person used to live. It looks like somewhere a specific person used to live. Someone young. Someone small. Someone who decorated their walls with rainbows, not as an aesthetic statement, but because the world genuinely looked that way to them, and they wanted to be surrounded by it. Here's what you need to understand about the circus and how it operates. It doesn't design rooms randomly. Look at what it does to Zubul. Mirrors covering every surface, inescapable, a daily forced confrontation with the exact thing that causes them the deepest and most specific pain. The rooms in this circus are not assigned based on personality. They are instruments of targeted, individualized psychological pressure, chosen with precision to remind each character of exactly what they most desperately need to forget. So, the question isn't what Jax's room says about his personality. The question is what it's reminding him of every single morning when he wakes up inside it. That question is what makes this theory so hard to sit with once you understand the answer. The details that were always there before we get to what actually happened, let's establish something important. The evidence for Jax's past has been embedded in this show since episode 1. It was never hidden. We just didn't have enough context to understand what we were looking at. Start with the keys. Jax has access to every room in the circus. Nobody else does. The surface explanation, the one most people accept, is that it reflects his total disregard for other people's boundaries. He walks in wherever he wants, treats the circus as his personal territory, respects nothing and no one. The keys are just a physical expression of how he operates. That's not wrong, but it's incomplete. Keys imply something that was granted, not just taken. Someone gave Jax those keys, or the circus itself decided he should have them. And if the circus is built around applying specific, personalized psychological pressure to specific people, which the show has made increasingly clear, then giving Jax unrestricted access to every corner of this place might serve a purpose that goes well beyond reflecting his personality. It might be part of how the circus keeps the pressure on him. Everywhere he goes, every door he opens, every room he walks into uninvited. No escape from the reminder, even when he's trying to cause trouble. Then there's Corn. Jax panics when he sees it. Not mild discomfort, not a passing reaction he recovers from quickly. Genuine, visible, destabilizing panic from a character who presents as completely unbothered by virtually everything the circus throws at him. That specific kind of response, disproportionate, involuntary, impossible to suppress, only comes from one place. A specific memory attached to a specific moment that was traumatic enough to burn itself permanently into the nervous system. Something that happened in or near a cornfield. Something bad enough that the simple sight of it yanks him back there without warning every single time. And then episode 5. Ragatha talks about her abusive mother and Jax goes completely silent. In every other moment of the series, Jax is performing, commenting, provoking, filling every silence with something sharp. That single topic shuts the entire performance down. He relates to it in a way he clearly didn't prepare for and couldn't control in the moment it arrived. Either he experienced something similar growing up, or at some point he became the source of that kind of damage for someone else. Both possibilities matter, and here's the uncomfortable truth. They're not mutually exclusive. Episode 7, the flashbacks that confirmed everything. Here's where theory stops and evidence begins. During Jax's panic attack in episode 7, we get flashes of the real world. The kind of thing that's easy to miss if you're watching casually rather than closely. But if you actually pause on them, if you stop and look at the specific details the show chose to include, they are far too deliberate to dismiss. The first flash, someone driving through a residential neighborhood at night. On the side of the road, 2 signs positioned together. A speed limit sign reading 20 miles per hour. Right beside it, a sign that reads "Children at Play." The second flash, a bright light in the distance, either oncoming headlights or a street light catching at precisely the wrong angle, at precisely the wrong moment, in a way that would make it extremely difficult, maybe impossible, to see something small directly in the path of the car. Nothing in animation exists by accident. Every background detail costs time, costs money, requires a deliberate choice. A 20 miles per hour zone, a children at play sign, a blinding light, a driver moving through all of it. Jax was driving too fast through a residential area at night, and he hit someone. Based on everything the show has built around him, it was a little girl. What he did afterward, this is the part that defines everything. He didn't stop, he ran like a rabbit. That single decision drives everything the circus is doing to him. His room. his avatar, the constant reminders, every single day. After the accident, he abandoned the car and ran through a cornfield in the dark. That's why it breaks him. Eventually, he found a headset, and he chose to escape reality instead of facing it. Jax didn't get trapped. He trapped himself. Why he pressed red? 2 options, leave or stay. And Jax pressed red. Because leaving isn't freedom for him, it's consequences. A courtroom, a prison, a life defined by what he did. So he didn't choose to stay. He chose not to face what's waiting. Like a rabbit. Drop your theory in the comments.